This is Hiring on All Cylinders, live from HR Tech. Hello again, HR and recruiting pals. Rob Stevenson once more for Hiring on All Cylinders, brought to you by Intello, and we are posted up here at the 19th annual HR Technology Conference and Exposition. And I have another wonderful guest for you. She is a prolific writer in our space. You can catch her work on Workforce, PC Mag, and many, many more. Michelle Rafter, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me today.
Absolutely. So you've been meeting nonstop with analysts and CEOs, as well as attending various breakout sessions and taking all kinds of interviews with people. What have you been learning so far this show?
Lots and lots. It's probably been 4 or 5 years since the last time I was here. And one of the things I'm noticing is just the sheer number of new companies that are out there with lots of technology innovations that I hadn't seen before. And some of those are helping people, helping companies with their efforts to improve the diversity and inclusiveness of their workforces. So I've talked to some vendors who have different kinds of tools for doing that these days that are helping uncover overlooked demographics, people of color, women, different ethnicities, and they're going about doing that in different ways, whether that's creating talent pools and then identifying candidates from within that would be, and presenting those to their clients or other ways. So that's one thing that I see. Another kind of more all-encompassing idea is that the way companies manage their people is changing, and the tools that they're using are changing along with that. So much more is happening on mobile and social, and things like recruiting apps and even basic HR systems of record and time and attendance. You're kind of not on the cutting edge anymore if you don't have mobile apps that both your admin and your employees can use to check in for work or request time off. And so I see that just kind of, to use industry jargon, table stakes these days in order to be considered. Something else that we're hearing about a lot this conference is the power of platforms and networks. In fact, the keynote speaker today talked all about how the value of platform-based companies like Uber and Amazon have overtaken some of the biggest companies in the world. And what I'm seeing is one of the outcomes of cloud-based platforms in HR tech are that there's a lot more data available, and a lot of those vendors are offering benchmarking that's based on the aggregated user data that they can collect. So companies like ADP and Workday are able to offer a service to their customers now so that they can see, well, how does my turnover relate to the turnover of companies that are my size, and by analyzing that, maybe do a better job in that area. And these are the kinds of tools that benchmarking was always done before, but it was maybe survey-based rather than grounded in real data.
In almost competitive data.
Right. And the other thing that I'm seeing are the types of app marketplaces that are very popular and common on the consumer app, in the consumer app space, like the iTunes Store and Google Play. And you had companies like Salesforce, really that's what they built their business on. Well, now you have some HR tech vendors that are doing the same thing. And they, by offering their suite of products, but then partnering with companies to pre-integrate them. So if their clients want something that they don't offer, they have a handy way to just add it to what they're already using, and it's pre-tested secure channel, so it makes it easier for them. And I predict that we'll see a lot more of that.
I love it. So you also were at the Women in HR Tech panel yesterday, correct? Or there's a whole pre-event.
I was, and that was fantastic. There were several hundred women in the room. I sat at a table with probably 5 women of a range of ages, working at companies from a 200-person game developer to a 12,000-person international information company. All of them manage HR IT for their organizations.
Yes.
And the room was full of women like that. And it's the first time that this conference has had 4 hours devoted to that topic. And it was fantastic. There was a lot shared, a lot of best practices shared. And I was inspired to create a Twitter list called Women in HR Tech that I would love for people to sign up for to kind of carry on that conversation.
I love it. And I'm sure that Twitter list is full of many of the speakers. A few of them I had on the show yesterday, and they are just unbelievably inspirational. They're doing amazing work, and I love that there is this community that's kind of growing out of it as well. So well done on pulling people together like that. I think that's wonderful. Yeah, other than that, this has been awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'll just give one plug for one of the places I'm writing right now is pcmag.com, where I have an HR tech column that runs twice a month. And I'd love for people to check it out.
Awesome. Check her out on PC Mag. Check out the Twitter list. Michelle, thanks again.
Thank you.